Let's be completely honest for a second. You are currently being hunted. Right now, as you watch this, an invisible, multi-trillion-dollar system is actively working to keep you trapped in a loop of financial survival. It's called the consumer debt trap. But let's call it what it actually is: modern financial slavery. You see, the hardest part of building wealth isn't understanding the math. The math is stupidly simple. The real battle is surviving the psychological warfare designed to empty your pockets before you even get a chance to breathe. Think about it. Why does saving your first $5,000 feel like dragging a boulder up a mountain? It hurts. It genuinely hurts. Because every single component of our society is engineered to make you spend. You are told that a better car equals higher status. You are told that a luxury watch means you've finally made it. So you trade your finite, irreplaceable human time for depreciating pieces of plastic and metal. But here's the problem. When you finance that lifestyle, you aren't just buying things. You are literally selling your future freedom. You become a servant to the bank, working a job you might secretly hate, just to pay for things you didn't actually need, to impress people you don't even like. This is where most people fail before they even start. They get trapped in the loop. But today, we are breaking the script. I'm going to show you how to hijack the system, turn the tables, and reclaim your ultimate power. Let's pull back the curtain on how this trap actually operates. It all starts with a simple, seductive lie. Low monthly payments. This is the ultimate weapon of mass financial destruction. The system knows that if they show you the true price of a $60,000 car, your brain will instantly trigger a pain response and force you to walk away. So they change the narrative. They don't sell you the car. They sell you the $600 monthly payment. They make it look affordable, comfortable, and completely normal. But it gets worse. By focusing only on what you can afford this month, you completely blind yourself to the compounding destruction of your long-term wealth. You become comfortably numb to the bleeding. You look around and see everyone else doing the exact same thing. Your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends. They all drive the same leased SUVs, wear the same financed designer clothes, and live in houses funded by massive debt. It looks like success, doesn't it? But here is the hidden system truth. You are looking at a mirage. You are envying a lifestyle built entirely on a foundation of quicksand. Most people are exactly one missed paycheck away from total, irreversible ruin. They are drowning in a sea of interest, throwing their hard-earned cash into a black hole that benefits everyone else except themselves. Now, this changes everything. Once you realize that modern luxury is mostly just a beautifully packaged prison sentence, you stop wanting to buy your way in. You start wanting a way out. To fight back, you have to understand why saving that first $5,000 hurts so intensely. It's not because you're bad with money. It's because of a brutal psychological threshold. When you start from zero, every dollar you save feels like a direct sacrifice of your current happiness. You forgo the dinners out, the new clothes, the weekend trips. All for what? A tiny, invisible number on a banking app that looks completely insignificant. Your brain looks at that small balance and throws a tantrum. It tells you, why bother? This isn't changing your life. This is where most people fail. They give up because they don't see immediate feedback. In a world designed around instant gratification, where a double tap gives a dopamine hit, and a one-click purchase delivers a package. Tomorrow, saving money is the ultimate countercultural act. It requires you to endure short-term boredom for long-term power. The system counts on your lack of patience. It feeds on your boredom. It wants you to look at your first $1,000, feel discouraged, and spend it on a vacation instead. But here's the secret shift. That first $5,000 isn't about the math. It's about breaking your consumer conditioning. It's an identity forge. When you successfully accumulate that amount, you prove to your subconscious that you can control your impulses. You stop being a passive economic casualty and start becoming an active financial predator. You are no longer just reacting to the temptations around you. You are building an armor. And once that armor is locked into place, the entire game flips on its head. Once you cross that invisible threshold, something incredible happens. You initiate the physics of financial velocity. When you have zero savings, you have zero leverage. You are completely static. If your car breaks down, or you face a sudden medical bill, it's not just an inconvenience. It's an absolute catastrophe that forces you right back into the mouth of the debt trap. You are forced to borrow, which means you are forced to pay interest, keeping you permanently grounded. But here's the system truth. Money has a compounding gravity. Your first $5,000 acts as a financial shock absorber. It creates a critical buffer between you and chaos. Suddenly, life's unexpected emergencies stop pulling you backward because you can simply pay them off in cash and move on. This changes everything. For the first time in your life, you aren't playing defense. You are preparing to go on an aggressive offense. Think of your savings like a snowball at the top of a mountain. At first, packed together by hand, it looks small and pathetic. It takes immense agonizing effort just to move it an inch. But as you push it past that initial $5,000 mark, it begins to pick up its own momentum. It starts to grab the loose capital around it. It begins to grow without you having to fight for every single cent. You are no longer just working for money. You are building a machine that is getting ready to work for you. The friction starts to fade and speed takes over. Now this changes everything. Once you hit that $5,000 milestone, the battle shifts from a physical struggle to a massive psychological power dynamic. Up until this exact moment, you were completely vulnerable. You couldn't speak up at work when things were unfair because you desperately needed the next paycheck just to cover your basic expenses. You couldn't take risks because failure meant instant financial ruin. You were, by every definition of the word, controlled by your circumstances. But here is the hidden truth about capital. Money buys options, and options buy your autonomy. When you have a solid stack of cash sitting in reserve, your posture completely changes. You stand a little bit taller. You speak with a little more clarity. You don't look at your boss with fear. You look at them as an equal partner in a business transaction. If they mistreat you, you have the financial runway to say no and walk away on your own terms. This is the ultimate secret the multi-trillion-dollar system desperately wants to keep hidden from you. They don't want an army of financially independent, confident individuals who can think for themselves. They want compliance. They want you stressed, overworked, and deeply tied to a monthly payment cycle, so you never have the time or energy to question the loop. But once you taste that very first sip of true financial freedom, the consumer illusion shatters forever. You realize that true wealth isn't about owning luxury things. It's about owning yourself. But here's the problem. As soon as you build this momentum, the system deploys its most dangerous, silent weapon to drag you back down. It's called life creep, or lifestyle inflation. The moment your bank account starts looking healthy, an insidious psychological trap activates inside your mind. You start telling yourself, I've worked so hard for this. I deserve a little reward. Suddenly, that $5,000 balance stops looking like a shield of freedom and starts looking like a permission slip to spend. This is where most people get caught in a permanent plateau. They save a few thousand, feel a false sense of security, and immediately drain it on an upgraded phone, a better apartment, or a lavish vacation. They reset their progress back to zero, willingly walking straight back into the cage. What they don't realize is that the system is designed to constantly move the finish line. If your income increases or your savings grow, the temptation around you will scale up perfectly to match it. Think of it as an invisible drain in the bottom of your financial bucket. You are pouring water in through hard work and discipline. But if you don't plug the hole of emotional spending, you will stay trapped on the treadmill forever. This is the ultimate test of your transformation. Anyone can save money for a month or two when they are highly motivated. But can you maintain that discipline when the initial excitement fades and boredom sets in? That is where the real war is won. But if you withstand that temptation, it gets worse for the system and infinitely better for you. Once you protect that first $5,000, you unlock the holy grail of wealth creation, the power of compounding assets. Up until this point, every single cent you earned came directly from your physical time and manual labor. You traded an hour of your life for a fixed amount of cash. It's a linear, exhausting equation that guarantees you can never truly scale your freedom, because your time is strictly finite. Now, this changes everything. With a secure $5,000 foundation, you finally have the capital required to enter the investment arena. You shift your identity entirely from a consumer who pays interest to an owner who collects it. You take that money and place it into productive assets, stocks, real estate funds, or high-yield vehicles where it begins to compound. Suddenly, your dollars become tiny, highly efficient employees working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never taking a sick day. Think about the sheer weight of that shift. While you are sleeping, while you are eating, and while you are enjoying your life, your money is actively generating more money. At first, the returns look small, maybe just a few dollars a month. But here is the counterintuitive insight. Those few dollars represent the first time you have ever decoupled your survival from your physical labor. You have cracked the code. You have initiated a snowball effect that, once it gains full velocity, becomes absolutely unstoppable. This is where the story completely changes. You have survived the psychological warfare, resisted the illusion of luxury, and pushed past the painful initial threshold. By protecting that first $5,000 and turning it into a compounding engine, you have officially broken the loop of modern financial slavery. The multi-trillion-dollar system no longer owns your attention, your time, or your choices. You have shifted from a passive participant in someone else's game to the absolute master of your own financial destiny. But here is the final next-level curiosity. This isn't the finish line. In fact, it's just the baseline. The real question isn't how you save your first $5,000. It's what you are going to do now that you possess real leverage. The momentum you've built doesn't stop here. The exact same discipline, psychological armor, and strategic velocity that took you from 0 to 5,000 are the exact same tools that will take you to 50,000, and eventually to total, absolute independence. The system will always try to build a bigger cage, but once you know how to break the bars, cages stop mattering. Your identity has permanently evolved. You are no longer someone who works to buy things. You are someone who accumulates assets to buy freedom. The illusion is shattered, the tables are turned, and your future is officially your own. If you are ready to take this momentum to the next level and discover the exact vehicles to scale this wealth, hit subscribe. Protect your capital and let's keep building.